Hey, welcome back to Weather for Weather Geeks, everyone. It's Monday afternoon, and despite this being a dangerous, in many respects, cold outbreak, this is the kind of thing that meteorologists and weather weenies, we kind of live for a little bit. The really unusual stuff, the stuff that only happens once every 10, 20 years, even 30 years. These are the kind of days that really make you excited to be, doing what you're doing for a living. And we've got important information to get across to people. We've got information that could potentially save someone's life because, again, this is life-threatening cold coming in, and if someone were to not take the proper precautions, it could turn out to be a bad situation in a hurry. All right, let's talk about what's going on now. I'm recording this at about 2:10 p.m. on this Monday, and these are the temperatures across Ohio. It has already dropped below zero, pretty much west of I-71. So from Cleveland to Columbus down to Cincy, we're at or below zero now. It's down to -10 in Findlay. Here in Youngstown, the official reading at the airport is 5. I'm going to show you some more localized readings here in just a second. But look at the air that's off to the west. We've got -13, -14 around Chicago, and it's close to -20 up in parts of Wisconsin, Minnesota. And the truly remarkable numbers are, of course, the wind chills. Here are the wind chill values at this hour. We've got a -39 as nearby as Findlay in northwest Ohio right now. It feels like almost -40 in the middle of the afternoon in parts of northwest Ohio as we speak. The wind chill here in Youngstown, -16. That's actually one of the warmer readings in the whole state. And with the air moving, of course, from west to east across the state, we're only going to get colder and windier before the day is through. So this is remarkable cold, and it's not to be taken lightly, especially tonight here in northeast Ohio and western Pennsylvania. With wind chills as low as -35, you can get frostbite in a big hurry if you are outdoors for any extended period of time. People that work outdoors, we're talking about, of course, postal workers, construction workers, anybody whose job requires them to be outside. Those are the people that we have to especially be worried about. Sure, if they use enough common sense, they're going to be fine, but it's a dangerous situation when the wind and the cold combine for this much of a problem. I've got the pressure analysis overlaid here, and look how close together the isobars, the lines of equal pressure are. They're very tight. That means it's windy. This is a pretty remarkable weather map today. We've got low pressure system up over eastern Canada, cold front down in here. It's cold all the way down into the south today, and it's windy as well. Look at the temperatures in the deep south. Even Florida's getting in on the action with 40s in northern Florida. Let's talk about a little more localized look at our temperatures here. Again, these are all valid as of about 2:10 p.m. On this Monday afternoon. The data is going to reload. We've got a 6 in Boardman, 6 on the west side of Youngstown, about a 7 over towards Struthers, 7 in Niles. And as I zoom out, these are all, of course, personal weather stations. In other words, weather stations that live in your backyard. If you see me on TV, show the backyard temperature graphic. Those stations are being pulled from the same data that the map here that I'm showing you is pulling from. These are weather stations that tend to be a little bit pricey, but they are capable of uploading their data to the internet and then being able to be used by people like me. Out towards Kent and Ravenna, again, this is where our air is coming from. A -1 in Kent, 0 in Ravenna. Cuyahoga Falls about 0 right now. And here in Youngstown, even though our temperature officially at the airport and in most backyards is still above 0, that's going to change probably by 4 o'clock this afternoon. I think by 4 and certainly by 5, everyone's going to be below 0. Well, the overnight lows tonight, our forecast should work out pretty nicely. Here's a look at the latest projected lows based on the most recent high-resolution, super, accurate model. It has a -15 southeast Trumbull County around the airport. That's going to be pretty representative of most of the Mahoning and Shenango valleys. Now, does someone get to -17? Sure. Does someone stop at -12? Yeah, that's a possibility as well. But we're all going to be somewhere in that zone of the mid-teens below 0. And then the wind chill. Here's the projected wind chill for the middle of the night tonight. We're talking 2, 3 in the morning, -39 here. And, I think from midnight onwards tonight, right through the early morning tomorrow, wind chills are going to be right around -40. And, that's serious stuff. Here's the official National Weather Service wind chill chart. Let me move my browser over, so hopefully this is a little easier to read. The wind speeds over here on the left, the temperatures up here on the top, and then all of the numbers in the box, those are the wind chill values. Well, tonight we expect winds to kind of be between 20 and say 35 miles per hour for a lot of the time. The temperature tonight starting out around 0 by sunset and then dropping down to about minus 15 in the middle of the night, and that puts us in this red box right here. Wind chills minus 29 to as low as minus 46. Well, when you get into this blue zone right in through here, that corresponds to a frostbite occurring on your exposed skin in 10 minutes. So that means if you are out without gloves, if you have parts of your face exposed to the wind, it'll only take 10 minutes for frostbite to begin to set in on your nose, on your extremities. So, most of us aren't going to be out in the middle of the night tonight. Most of us are going to be tucked into bed. But if you happen to be out tonight and you happen to be out tomorrow morning, again, this is all common sense stuff. You don't need me to preach to you necessarily, but you want to cover every ounce of skin if you're going to be out for more than a couple of minutes. If you're just going to the garage, getting in your car, and zooming off, you'll be all right. Here's the coldest temperatures on record. You've seen this on the TV side several times. The gold standard here in Youngstown 20 years ago, almost exactly, in 1994, we hit minus 22, and that was just one morning out of 3, 4, 5 mornings that were remarkably cold. We bottomed out at minus 22 on the 19th. The Reagan inaugural cold outbreak, right in through here, they had to move Reagan's second inaugural inside because it was so cold in D.C. Here in Youngstown, it was minus 20 those mornings, and again, there's the whole list. Minus 16 showing up here. We may crack this list tonight if the mercury manages to get down to minus 16 at the airports. All right, let's get past our cold outbreak. Really bad cold tonight. Tomorrow, we'll probably stay below 0, maybe get up to 0 by the end of the afternoon. Wednesday morning is going to be cold. Then we turn our focus to the end of the week. We got this real minor system Thursday. See this kind of light green that moves through? That's some light snow. And maybe we get an inch, maybe 2 out of this during the day Thursday, perhaps into Thursday night. That looks pretty minor at this point. Heading towards the weekend, it's going to warm up. The nice thing about this dramatic cold snap is that it's not going to be around for 5 days. It's going to be around for a couple of days. And then it's going to move on, and we're going to get above average by the end of the week, and it's going to rain, it looks like, as we head into the weekend. This is Saturday's map, and this would be rain and not snow moving through. We'll be warm enough for rain at the start of the weekend. So, not exactly great weather for the weekend, but 40s and rain beats minus 15 with a wind chill of minus 40 any day in my book, and it doesn't look all that cold beyond that. And here's our temperature anomaly chart taking us out through the next 16 days. We could be as much as 15 above average as we head towards the weekend, and that means we could be well into the 40s, maybe even flirting with 50 if everything goes right. After that, we tail back a little bit, but no big dramatic cold snaps like the one we're in right now are in the models anytime soon. So once we bust through this, the rest of the middle part of January, for the foreseeable future, the period of time when we can make somewhat reasonable guesses as to the weather, it doesn't look like it's going to turn real cold again anytime soon. All right, that's weather for Weather Geeks on this Monday. I'll be on 21 News tonight at 6. Mike Joyce will be in the Weather Center with me. We might do kind of a tag team deal. Mike will have your forecast tonight at 11, and I'll be on tag teaming with Jess tomorrow morning on WFMJ today. So if you're up in Adam on a frigid Tuesday morning, you'll want to be sure and tune in. We'll have Jess outside showing you how cold it's going to be and kind of visually demonstrating that with some cool visuals, hopefully, and I'll be warm here in the Weather Center giving you the latest information. So we'll see you on the TV side.